Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Chapter 13 is entitled as Kshetrajña Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Viveka Yoga. Sloka 13, Part 3. Jñeyaṁ yattat pravakṣyāmi yñātvāmṛtam aśnute anādi mat-paraṁ brahma nāsad ucyate. I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal. Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. In the last session, we saw two important reasons why the Jivatma is referred as Brahman. Number one, it has certain qualities of the Supreme Brahman, Supreme Lord. We saw that there are 8 qualities in number. And the second reason is Atma has unlimited cognition. That is, its consciousness can spread everywhere. Therefore, Jivatma is Brahman. And this we are talking about the Atma which is liberated, not the one which is conditioned in the body. Today we will continue the discussion about consciousness. This consciousness has various names. It is known as Chaitanya or Chaitanyam, Mati, Prajna, Samvit, Dishana, Dihi, Manisha, Shemushi, Meta, Buddhihi, and also well known as Dharma Bhuta Jnana. During this session or upcoming sessions, we may often use these terms interchangeably, but they all refer to the consciousness. When we talk about consciousness, it is not an independent entity like how you take a part of something and attach to something else. It coexists with the Atma. We will learn more about this as we go deeper into this subject. From our past sessions, we have learned that Atma is located in the region of the heart. When I get pain in my foot, how does the Atma who is situated in my heart will know that? Or if I get a cool, nice breeze on my face, how does the Atma who is located at the heart region will know that? The pains and pleasures that we spoke are within the body, but there are also things that are outside the body, external objects, which brings pains and pleasure to us, meaning the Atma, who is just located in the heart region. Because the Atma did not travel, leaving the body to know something, nor the Atma left the heart and went to the foot to see the pain and realize there is a pain, or traveled upwards to the face to get the cool breeze to feel it. The Atma is still situated in the same region, the heart region. Then how does the Atma know there is a pain, there is a pleasure, that's an object in front of it? How does it know? The answer is, it knows through the knowledge that it possesses and that is called the consciousness, the jnana, the knowledge of Atma. This knowledge is present eternally with the Atma. In one of the earlier sessions when we spoke about Atma, which is made of jnana, and here the jnana that we are talking is that the Atma possesses. Atma is made of knowledge, and Atma also has a quality which is knowledge. The difference between these two knowledge is the knowledge that is Atma made of remains the Atma as I, whereas the knowledge that the Atma possesses gives a knowledge to Atma about external things. The first knowledge that we saw does not speak or tells anything about the external objects. It only makes that Atma aware of itself, whereas the knowledge that it possesses brings awareness of external things to Atma. This consciousness of Atma, the attribute of Atma, is capable of transcending space and comprehend everything. The question is, if my knowledge can transcend the space and comprehend everything, why don't I feel that? Why don't I understand everything? The answer is because right now I am, the Atma, is conditioned, embodied into this body due to my karma. Therefore, the knowledge is restricted only to this body and senses. But when I am free from this body, when I am free totally from the karma, then the Atma will be able to manifest its full-fledged capacity of the knowledge which transcend the space and comprehend everything. Because in the liberated state there are no material body and senses which is going to restrict the knowledge of the Atma from traveling everywhere. The Atma is anu, minute, but the consciousness, the knowledge it possesses is vibhu. Therefore, Atma is called as Brahman, an object that possesses something large, superior, that is referred as Brahman. In this case, the Atma has the knowledge which can spread pretty much everywhere without any restriction in its liberated state. Therefore, Atma is referred as Brahman. Our current situation is like a gem is covered by the dust. Until the dust is removed, the brightness of the gem cannot illuminate. Likewise, the dust which covers or restricts the knowledge of the Atma is nothing but the karma. When the karma are finished, removed, then the knowledge will not be restricted. It spreads like the gem. When its dust are removed, the brightness spreads everywhere. Likewise, the knowledge of the Atma spreads everywhere when the karmas are finished. Now let's understand the mechanism of this knowledge, the consciousness, how it functions. The Atma which possesses this knowledge starts expanding. It flows through the senses and out to the external object, and then return back to the Atma, making the Atma understand about that object. All these things happens only when we are in awake state. When we are in deep sleep, this consciousness is restricted to travel because our senses are shut down. Our seeing ability, touching ability are all closed. Hence this consciousness doesn't bring any awareness to the Atma during the sleep state, when the tamoguna is in its maximum degree. Therefore, the movement of the consciousness is restricted by the tamoguna, because of which we will not be able to cognize the external objects during the sleep. When the same thing happens during awake state, then it is obvious that at that point we are in a higher degree of tamoguna, which means we are not able to see things properly. This consciousness, which is a quality of Atma, cannot be separated. It is completely sheltered by the Atma. This consciousness or the knowledge exists because Atma exists. The consciousness cannot exist by itself without the Atma. Let's take an example of a lamp. A lamp which possesses light. The flame of the lamp is known as prabhavan, and the light that it emanates all around the room is called prabha, which is another substance by itself. This prabha keeps growing until it is blocked by something, and this light prabha exists as long as the lamp exists. If the lamp is closed, prabha will also be gone. That means prabha cannot exist independently itself. It is completely depending on the lamp. As long as the lamp exists, this light exists. When the lamp is destroyed, the light also gets destroyed. Keeping this as an example, likewise we compare it with the Atma. The consciousness, the knowledge of the Atma is sheltered by the Atma. This knowledge, it is completely depending on the Atma, and it cannot exist by itself. Of course, the example that we saw, lamp getting destroyed, therefore the light also get destroyed, is just to give an understanding of how much the prabha is depending on the lamp. Whereas Atma never get destroyed. It is eternal, which implies that the knowledge that Atma possesses is also eternal and never get destroyed. Another possible question may arise that will there be any changes to that knowledge the Atma possesses? Meaning, will there be new knowledge get created? Answer is no. Nothing new needed for the Atma. Atma's knowledge is in its complete capacity. It is just simply blocked right now. When the block is removed, it will be full-fledged in its full manifestation. Therefore, nothing new will get added to the knowledge, nor there will be any changes to the existing knowledge, existing consciousness. This is confirmed in Chandogya Upanishad, where it says, Tata heye gunat vamsat avabodhaya dayo gunaha prakāṣante jñeyaṁ nitya eva atmanohite. It says, when a Jivatma attains mukti, no new jñānam, knowledge, is created in him. The consciousness, the jnana that the Atma possesses, is being with it eternally. When the Jivatma attains mukti, this knowledge attains complete manifestation. During our conditioned state, the various emotions that we go through, like desire, doubt, shyness, fear, many of these things, these are all nothing but the mind, influence of the mind over the jnana. All these things are just a variation of the jnana called dharmabhuta jnana, caused by the influence of the mind. So in this session, what you have learnt is Atma, which has a special attribute called jnana, the consciousness, and this consciousness is the one which travels and brings information back to the Atma. It helps the Atma to recognize or cognize an object or certain things. Atma is Anu, whereas the knowledge it possesses is Vibhu, because it can travel everywhere. We also learn that no new jnana get created. It is the same jnana which exists, but in the liberated state, that jnana is in its full manifested state. Why is this subject is very important? Because this is the knowledge which is going to bring the awareness to the Atma that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. And it is through this knowledge that we can become Krishna consciousness. Consciousness means awareness. Awareness means knowledge. This covers the first 3 lines of this sloka. Jñeyaṁ yattat pravakṣyāmi jñātvāmṛtam aśnute anādi mat-paraṁ brahma. The last line yet to be discussed, that we will continue in the next session. Nāsad nāsad ucyate. That is, Atma lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. We will see what that means in the next session. Namaste. Hare Krishna.